Hello everyone. This past weekend, there were truly major developments in the world of H-1B visas and US immigration. If you don't know me, my name is Remzi Kulen. I'm an immigration attorney with more than 20 years of experience, and I've helped thousands of clients navigate the complex US immigration system. Today, I'll break down the details of the new H-1B executive order and the Gold Card program that President Trump has officially announced. Let's talk about the H-1B first. H-1B is a work visa for foreign nationals in specialty occupations sponsored by a US employer. For many years, it has been one of the most important visas in the fields such as technology, engineering, and research, and many others. On the evening of September 19, 2025, President Trump issued a proclamation restriction on entry of certain non-immigrant workers with an effective date of September 21st, 2025 at 12:01 a.m. Eastern Time. The announcement created panic, especially among H-1B holders who were outside of the United States at that moment. The first reaction was that these individuals had only 24 hours to return, or they would face a $100,000 government fee to come back to US. But let's clarify what this really means. The $100,000 fee applies only to new H-1B petitions filed after September 21, 2025, as this was later explained by the Trump administration. So petitions filed before September 21st, 2025 are safe. Individuals already in H-1B status inside the US are not affected either. H-1B extensions, H-1B renewals, and H-1B employer transfers are also exempt. There are limited exemptions for cases in the national interest. And importantly, existing H-1B visas are not canceled. This fee applies only to new petitions going forward. In addition, the administration has signaled that it plans to raise prevailing wage levels for H-1B positions. This means employers will be required to pay higher minimum salaries, and priority will go to higher paid, higher skilled candidates. When the travel ban for H-1B visas were announced, the impact was immediate. Major technology companies advised their employees abroad to return quickly, and many workers are still confused about who is covered and how the rules will be enforced. Looking ahead, we can expect a sharp drop in participation in the H-1B lottery program. However, I think that this executive order will be the subject of litigation in the federal courts. In fact, a few attorneys are now looking for volunteer companies to accompany them to file a lawsuit against this executive order at the federal court. There will likely be a lot of litigation in this, and I wouldn't be surprised if the government said, you know, we started with $100,000, let's cut the deal at $5,000, let this be the fee for new H-1B applications. Another major concern is the executive order does not exempt the quota-exempt organizations from this fee. So there's a lot of higher educational institutions, there's a lot of nonprofit research organizations or organizations affiliated with higher educational institutions who cannot simply afford this kind of fee. Therefore, the workforce for these organizations, academicians, professors, researchers are now facing the risk of losing their employment or not being offered a position at these organizations. So I think this will either be considered public interest exception so that these institutions will not pay this high fee. We will follow the situation closely and we will update you with our YouTube videos and also through our posts in Instagram. Let's talk about the Gold Card a little bit. During the same time as the H-1B executive order, President Trump also announced the long-discussed Gold Card program, or sometimes called the Trump Card. The purpose of this program is to allow foreign nationals who make substantial financial contributions to the US economy to obtain a green card through an expedited process. The program will be managed by the Department of Commerce in coordination with the Departments of State and Homeland Security. There are 3 card types and they have different requirements. Card types and requirements are announced as follows. Trump Gold Card requires an individual contribution of $1 million. In return, the applicant gains residency right across all 50 states. An unrefundable processing fee is required and applicants must undergo DHS vetting. Trump Corporate Gold Card, designed for companies sponsoring foreign employees. With a $2 million corporate contribution, employees gain residency rights and the card can be transferred between employees. A small annual maintenance fee, transfer fee, and DHS vetting also apply. We don't know the details other than these yet. Trump Platinum Card requires a $5 million contribution, providing cardholders with the ability to reside in the US tax-free for up to 270 days per year. And there is the catch. This is offered as a tax-free up to 270 days per year deal. Currently, only a waitlist exists for this card. When applications open, they will be processed on a first-come, first-served basis with DHS vetting required. Here's the bigger question. Under which categories will the gold card applications be processed? No new visa category has been created. Applications will move forward according to the executive order under the existing EB-1 extraordinary ability and EB-2 national interest waiver categories. The order specifies that these cases will receive expedited processing. What does this mean in practice? At the moment, the EB-1 category is current, meaning visa numbers are immediately available. EB-2, however, is more backlogged. As a result, gold card applicants who qualify under EB-1 could see their cases move very quickly, while EB-2 applicants may still face some waiting time for the green card. Here we see how cleverly the Trump administration is maneuvering around the existing rules. EB-1 and national interest petitions are meant to attract the highest talent around the world. They are built over years of laws, regulations, and court decisions, requiring thorough analysis and evidence to prove that an applicant is an extraordinary applicant just because they simply deposited money in an account, or as individuals serving the national interest waiver, is essentially against the spirit of the law, it seems. These categories are designed to bring the most talented individuals to the US, not just the wealthiest. The correct mechanism for wealthy investors is EB-5. The gold card was initially promoted as an EB-5 alternative, but now it looks more like a backdoor attempt to insert such cases into EB-1 and EB-2 national interest waiver categories. So what might happen if this moves forward and applications begin? First, I think applications will skyrocket, especially from countries like China and India, where there are many millionaires. It takes nationals of these countries to get a green card years under the other categories. Therefore, we can expect a flood of applicants because, let's be honest, $1 million is a very low amount to secure US residency through guaranteed categories like EB-1 or EB-2 for these wealthy individuals. I also want to touch upon as to how USCIS and the courts will approach this executive order. Will these cases be approved simply because the president declared that these applicants have extraordinary ability or national benefit to the US just because they invested $1 million? How will USCIS evaluate the other EB-1 criteria or the three prongs required to prove NIW? These are questions we'll have to wait and see answered. Let's not forget that EB-5 remains as an attractive opportunity for investors until September 2026, when the rules for EB-5 sunset. With an $800,000 investment and the ability to eventually get your money back, EB-5 is still a good option for those considering the green card through investment. Let's face it, these developments mark a historic turning point in the US immigration policy for both employers and immigrant applicants. In the coming days, we will see how the details of these programs are implemented. As you can see, both the $100,000 fee for H-1B petitions and the gold card executive order will fundamentally reshape the US immigration policy. For employers and for immigrants, this means new opportunities, but also new challenges. We will continue to follow these updates closely. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like the video, and share your questions in the comments. I'll try to respond to them as much as I can. See you in the next video.